What fire springs forth? What bile does bubble? The black moon swings, and the sky stirs treble. By violent hands, we kill the light. Through the shadows, madness beckons. We're at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Wed at Night!
I'm so sick of this fucking place! How can I just fall forever? Hasn't anyone noticed I'm gone? I hate you all! I hate me! But that's the problem! What do I do? Oh yeah, Nina! She thought I was okay! She thought I was worth fighting for! I guess I'm not completely terrible!
Hello! Hi! How are you?
Someone's here? Get me out of here!
No can do, Kimo-sabi! You have to stop hating yourself to leave.
Impossible!
Wrong. Improbable, but quite possible. Repeat after me. There's no shit like home. There's no shit like home. Say it over and over.
What?
It's your only chance!
There's no shit like home! 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 There's no shit like home!
Welcome! We return to the lair of pleasing and strange reveries. Do you hear that? That's the call of music and art simply waiting to be uncovered. If you listen closely, you'll hear their cries. Just listen. Just listen. I'm just a little piece of art that needs to be broadcast on Twitch. Well, fear not, little wimpy art. I, Patrick Galactic, in the All-Star Showmunity, shall liberate you. We did this last episode, so no excuses. Before we begin, we gotta sing the Song of the Stars if Gizmo get unwrapped from my headphones here. So, you all know it, so sing along, okay? All together. Okay, we're ready to begin, and begin we shall! Firstly, it seems like the pink cloud is going through one hell of an ordeal. Like there's some work starting to happen there. I never expected the cloud to actually internalize and learn from these terrible experiences, and I still don't! It's almost impossible to fathom, actually. But nevertheless, you know what, Cloud? I hope you make it out, okay? I hope so. All right, but I said we were ready to begin, and that means we got art on the table tonight. We are gonna be kicked off by our first-time contributor, Madsy End Times, also known professionally as Madeline Williams. This is a quick animation that will definitely get your synapses firing. This is called Turkish Frozen.
So this is Turkish Frozen? Yep.
We dropped links to Mad Seed's Insta and YouTube. I highly recommend. You should definitely be following them there for more, and we hope to show more too. And speaking of show, welcome to Weird at Night. We show our ass in this grand cosmic crusade every Tuesday and Saturday night at 10 p.m. Pacific, ting, every once in a while, but there's no better ass than art, am I right? Pay no attention to your pants. This cosmic calamity ain't an accident. It's an art extravaganza of galactic proportion. Why the hell do you think my name is Patrick Galactic? I'm an interstellar emissary of light and love, you weirdos. Weird at Night is a twice-weekly art voyage through the stars. We love music, we bring the surreal comedy. Weird at Night is like a smoky patchwork quilt with Twilight Zone, 90s cable access, Pee-wee's Playhouse, and Reading Rainbow, all stitched in. We're astonishingly wholesome for people who say fuck as often as we do here. More importantly than all of that, we're a show-munity. The chat is 100% where it's at. A lot of the stuff we'll be showing tonight was made by people hanging out in the chat. So, give thanks to the Queen Most High, because you're chatting amongst royalty. So don't fear the darkness, darling. We're weird. It's night, and you're in the right place. Respect for each other and the flow of the show is essential. Distractors and spammers, you're gonna get ejected, okay? So if you give us a follow at some point in the night, I'm gonna put your name in the pretty lights and sing you a little tune. If you subscribe, I'm gonna go grab my guitar, which isn't even here right now, and go find auto-write a song for you. But that's later. All right, but for now, let's let the art extravaganza begin. So, first on the agenda tonight, my friends the Purrs have a brand new live album. It came out a little earlier in May. The one and only Dan's Tunes wrote a really, really amazing review of this called I Hate Live Albums, but I Love This One. Fresh from a quarantine imposed hiatus, Seattle's own The Purrs returned with a new live album called, like I said, we thought there'd be more people here. I think we all can relate to that. The album was recently lauded by our homies over at Dan's Tunes, and I can attest that The Purrs are certainly one of the premier post-punk garage bands you can't help but love. Further, they're an incredible live band. I highly encourage you all to check it out. I have a fun Purrs story, a personal story, that I'm gonna tell in the chat break later on in the show. They've been at this forever and there's no end in sight. Get your hands on the We Thought There'd Be More People Here album and read the coverage on Dan's Tunes. So that's The Purrs for you people. Don't miss out, okay? Next on the agenda though, we talked about it last episode and I'm gonna keep telling you, go grab the subscribe link to the new Weird at Night YouTube that we've been dropping in the chat now so you don't miss out. We're uploading a massive amount of our archives over the coming weeks, and we'll be including some behind the scenes, never before released footage. Plus, we have exclusive characters coming to the channel, none you already love, no worries. It's the spot to watch Weird at Night VOD. So don't you dare miss out. I'm gonna wait. Go ahead. I'm gonna wait. Just click that link, give us a subscribe. I'm just gonna wait. No problem, no problem. Hey, Loud Swell's in the chat. What's up, Loud Swell? All right, coming up. Okay, you weirdos, I need a favor. I need every weirderino watching me to ask me a weird question. It could be a question about why I seem to have 4 separate hair colors, or whether the Knights who say knee could take the cops from Reno 911 in a fight. Anything. Just make it weird, baby. Add me in the chat and I'll answer when we come back. We got Julia Francis back with a badass video. Tres Leches has a live performance, and Twist is just around the bend. But for now, I leave you with the incomparable Terry Monstrosity in our chat tonight with his just released track about WNBA legend Sue Bird, produced by NOTFORSALE. It doesn't get more Weird at Night than that, baby. Here you go.
We the new earth. Legendary in the storm like I'm Sue Bird. Checks vary but return that'll be first. Vindicated by the sworn, never rehearsed. How we carry true form, we the new earth. Legendary in the storm like I'm Sue Bird. Checks vary but return that'll be first. Vindicated by the sworn, never rehearsed. It's never safe when the league came to you first. Points down like the laces in the shoe works. Untie over time, get the roots burst. Winners decide time in the universal. Yeah, I'm too turned off loose words. Boots technical foul, seem we too cursed. Rule spectacle, how see the truth hurts. Who the predator now, where the clues turn. Mass sentence, revision, this history's intent on sealing our fate and they misery. Risking the deal when we play in the mystery.
All right, that was incredible stuff. I love that hypnotic vibe, Not For Sale channels when he produces with Terry. It's like a narcotic, but damn it, I'm sober. I don't want to go to rehab. So let's answer some questions, huh? Do we have any? Okay, we do have a few. All right, so I asked you for a weird question. I hope you are still writing some because I'd love to answer some more. So, Alex F&V says, out of the 4 hair colors that we both have, which is your favorite? Alex knows what I'm talking about because we both have brown, blonde, red, sandy gray, weird hair. I would say the sandy gray weirdness is kind of the thing that I like the most about my hair because it just gives it this strangely desaturated kind of vibe sometimes in the right light. I guess that's the one I'd pick. The one I'm most ashamed of, obviously, is the red. Shouldn't we all be? No, we shouldn't be. That's a joke. I didn't mean that. Okay, moving on. Guilty Art Music asks, tonight, the lunar eclipse, what spell will you cast at 3 a.m.? Well, that's a fantastic question, Miss Wasn't Carrie. Thank you very much. What spell will I be casting? Well, the spell of celibacy. That's right. I have been celibate for a long time now. And you know what? It's going really well. So I'm going to keep it going, baby. I'm going to keep it going. Don't need those distractions. Just focus on the art, baby. Just focus on the art. Okay. Ash Maddie, do you think Sue Bird is more into Dada or Surrealism? You know, I think Sue Bird is probably a Dadaist that just hasn't been revealed yet because look at her entire career. She has defied the expectations of everyone and everything placed in front of her. So Sue Bird to me is a Dadaist in the hardest core sense. I think Sue Bird is fucking awesome. I love that Terry made that song. Let's see. Terry Monstrosity. Can pancakes be flaky or is that reserved for biscuits? That's a great question, Terry. I don't like flaky pancakes. Now, I will be honest. I am not a pancake guy, okay? I'll do a waffle if it's there, but it's really just because it's there. I don't think about breakfast foods very often, but that's a great question and I appreciate it. Freddie Dolmastar asked, jute or hemp? I'm gonna pick hemp, Freddie, only because I don't know what jute is. But great question. Great question. Thank you, Freddie. And Madsy End Times, who always destroys me in these. If transporter technology worked by cloning you and transferring your consciousness into your clone, what would you do with the original? I'd just find a stand-in closet and just keep it there. You know, nourish it, feed it, freeze it, whatever you got to do to keep the flesh from rotting. I would do that. Or occasionally I would just put it out on the lawn every now and then, just so that people, you know, could say that they saw me when I was actually committing a crime or something. So probably heists and crimes. That's probably what I would do the most. So those are great questions. Love the rapid fire questions. And you don't have to stop. If you think of more weird shit to throw at me, just keep adding me in the chat and I'll answer them when we get to the chat break. Now, we've been talking about friend of the show, Julia Francis's new release, and even previewed it on NADAMUCHO Newsy News a while back. It fucking rips! And now, we get the pleasure of watching the music video, the very trippy music video that, if you watch for 20 seconds, you know exactly who made it. But just for funsies, it's our raccoon hatred-based cult Judas, Blazinspace. Check it out.
Getting into mid in my mind till my face is turning blue.
Julia Francis, what the fuck? That's amazing. Like I said, Julia Francis ain't nothing to fuck with. Go grab Cinderella from Bandcamp if you haven't already, and make a point to follow her as well. Also, is it not insane that Blazinspace produces Weird at Night, has to work, makes all these music videos, and does live lights too? The hardest working person I know. Thank you, Blazinspace, even if you've lost your way. Now, we did get a question that I skipped over, and I happened to skip over this person in the last episode as well. And so I want to tell everybody, if you don't tag me in the chat, sometimes it is easy to skip these questions, so I do apologize. But this is a great question from I'm Fatty Magoo. She asked me not to read it, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Would you prefer to live to be 200 years old or to be 50 years old 4 times? You don't get your memories back from the previous life until you're 18. So you do get your previous memories back, which makes me feel like I have to take the 4 times at 50, because honestly, it sounds pretty cool. And you get to be young most of that time. So why wouldn't you do it? Great question, Fatty Magoo. Thank you all so much. But speaking of ways, there's a lot of ways to feel and think about things, isn't there? What some might see as morally reprehensible might be common for others. What might be the height of moral certitude to some is more ambiguous than others. As kids, we're told what is right and wrong, but as we get older, that only gets more complicated. When we need bigger, smarter brains than mine, what do? Well, we turn to the British, duh.
What makes something right or wrong? Some people believe that what is right and wrong never varies from situation to situation, and that it can be expressed in constant and unchanging commandments. They often look to religious texts or authorities to discover what they think a God wants them to do. A humanist view of morality is different. Humanists do not look to any God for rules, but think carefully for themselves about what might be the best way to live. This approach means we have always to be empathetic and think about the effects of our choices on the happiness or suffering of the people, or sometimes other animals, concerned. We have to respect the rights and wishes of those involved, trying to find the kindest course of action or the option that will do the least harm. We have to consider carefully the particular situation we find ourselves in, and not just take any rule or commandment for granted. We have to weigh up the evidence we have available to us about what the probable consequences of our actions will be. This way of thinking about what we should do is explicitly based on reason, experience and empathy and respect for others, rather than on tradition or deference to authority. It might sound hard, but luckily most of us do it most of the time without really thinking about it. Morality is not something that comes from outside of human beings, gifted to us by an external force like a god. When we look at our closest relatives in the animal world, we see the same basic tendencies we recognize in ourselves: affection, cooperation, all the behavior needed to live in groups and thrive. It is clear that our social instincts form the basis of morality and that they are a natural part of humanity. Of course, that is not the end of the story. The long experience of tens of thousands of years of human beings living in communities has developed and refined our morality, and we are all the lucky inheritors of that hard work. But it does not mean that there are not people who do harm or make bad choices. But ultimately, morality comes from us, not from any god. It is to do with people, with individual goodwill and social responsibility. It is about not being completely selfish, about kindness and consideration towards others. Ideas of freedom, justice, happiness, equality, fairness, and all the other values we may live by are human inventions, and we can be proud of that as we strive to live up to them.
God, I love those videos with Stephen Fry. That's the last one I got for you all, but once again, just amazing stuff from Humanists UK. We dropped the video link and the subscribe link. Go check out their channel on YouTube. It's incredible. I get updates from it periodically, but we all have choices, right? And the degree to which we choose to believe our suppositions about the world rather than finding the truth for ourselves is the degree to which we will miss connections, will miss opportunities to understand, learn, and grow. Okay? For everything that you assume you know about the world, there are many, many, many factors, circumstances, and people who have something else to say. Okay? So we have to always be conscious of the fact that though our dreams and our lives are about us, the world itself is not about us, right? Not even the human race, right? We share this earth with so many different creatures, and yet we make it almost impossible for so many of them to inhabit this earth. We don't need to win anything in life. Winning is being happy, being considerate, and being kind. Being considerate is something that the world is really short on right now. I think we all see that. We all have a point of view, and we all have a good reason to be pissed sometimes. But it's a waste of time to think that your experience is the arbiter of reality. And I think we all know some people in our lives who do that. So, just one more time, humanism, love it. But speaking of time, I've wasted a lot of time throwing around spurious accusations toward my cousin and the mod of justice, Alex F&B. For those who don't know RaQAnon, a cult of people who believe space raccoons are attempting to destroy the human race have been calling Alex their queen on camera for a few weeks now, and despite her attempts to deny it. They say she's merely a double agent. This is my cousin, damn it! I can't have my family joining RaQAnon. So I called her, asked if she'd be willing to speak about these matters on a camera. And her answer was fuck you. Then I asked 15 more times, and she finally said yes. So here's that lovely conversation between me and Alex F&V. All right, so I mean, like, I know we've been here a long time, and you know how much I love you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not the queen of RaQAnon, right?
No, I've told you 18 trillion times.
I mean, you've told me a number of times in this conversation and many others, but I guess maybe hearing it that 21st time is really what I needed.
21st. Okay, but I've continued to tell you that
right.
I'm not. And you're still asking?
You continue to say it, but that's exactly what a double agent would do. And that's...
Listen, I've told you, this is the last time I'm telling you. I am not the queen of RaQAnon.
I am not the queen of RaQAnon.
I am not the queen of RaQAnon. I'm not.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're family. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course. Which is exactly what the queen of RaQAnon would do to try and...
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, if you're not the queen of RaQAnon, which you're my cousin, so I'm going to have to assume it's true. Okay?
I wouldn't lie to you.
At a certain point, we have to be family, okay?
That's right.
And we can't let these fuckers come between us. So, I mean, do we try to have some kind of like opposition? You know, like fuck RaQAnon. Yeah.
I've been telling you this for like a month. I don't understand why you're bringing this up right now.
So anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I think that if we were to rally an opposing force, I'm kind of ahead of you a little bit. A little surprise.
You're ahead of me.
I've been working hard on this. I've been working hard. I've got a great group. I got a great group.
Really? Who is it?
It's like me and you.
And?
Me and you, baby. Come on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck RaQAnon. Fuck them.
Okay.
Fuck them right in the fucking thing.
Yeah. Fuck RaQAnon. Yeah.
What do we call it?
Trash force.
I like that. Maybe there's some others we could maybe try to brainstorm too, like
No, it's trash force.
Okay. And I did accuse you of being a double agent and yelled at you. I did call your dad several times crying. So
and what was that about?
I've already lost so much. My dog, I haven't seen my dog in like 2 months. She's joined RaQAnon, Alex. I've lost everything.
How did that even happen?
Well, Blazinspace just came into the side yard and asked if she wanted to join RaQAnon. She just went with them.
She's a dog. You couldn't just take her back?
She seemed like she had her mind made up. I didn't want to.
That's not how that works. I think that it's your fault.
Okay, so it's trash force.
Trash Force.
is where we're going with this, not Space Force.
Because I'm pretty sure that Space Force has to do with our QAnon, so it's Trash Force.
Trash Force. And I got this space background, but believe me, if there are space raccoons, cousin, can we just cuddle them?
Yes.
Shouldn't we greet them with a hug?
Yes, because raccoons are the cutest.
Trash Force has to outlaw Creed, Scott Stapp's solo records specifically, and Limp Bizkit from ever being played at any of our meetings. Pretty excited right now. We got a great group, like I said. It's me.
I guess.
And it's you. And it's fucking Trash Force. QAnon, you're about to bite the big one, bitches.
Fuck you, QAnon.
Weird Tonight is presented to you by Be Your Best. Unless you're better than us, then just fuck right off. Don't bring that shit around here. People for the ethical treatment of the extremely wealthy. Ba-dew! We cage them. You pay them. And as always, Dawn's long gone lawns. Dawn takes acid and plays with knives on your lawn because God is in the grass, man. Use promo code 129-77777-999-125. Something will happen. It's $10, payable in acid. No talking, keep the kids and pets inside. We've lost a lot of really good kids that way. Our oldest and most treasured sponsor, Shitty's Pizza. The hospital is next door, and if you don't know why, just have a slice. Use promo code Why God Do We Suffer. You get the standard free depubing, no pubes on your pizza, guaranteed. Normally $4.99 added to the cost of the pizza. Not this time. Not this time. Free. Why God Do We Suffer? Use it. You can't put a price on a pube-free pizza, but we did. It's on the corner of 9th and Nocturnal Drive, just past the memory of your first fully charged smartphone. And you know we got to give it up to bloodstool.com.com. Are you running low on cash? Just go see what spiders you got laying around.
You need cash in a hurry. We've got spiders, so don't you worry. Visit cashforspiders.net.
And here we are. Round trois has begun. Coming up. Holy shit, we're just flying through tonight. So much good stuff. And we got more for you, so don't you dare go anywhere. We got NADAMUCHO and Nina Wazenkari in the house for music shares. We're gonna pause our Dada talk to dive into surrealism, and the omnipresent twist will return with a new edition of instrumental. But now, we turn back to the Seattle music scene and its seemingly endless array of insanely talented musicians. Who do we got this time? That would be Tres Leches and their track, What Are You Doing? Taped for Band in Seattle last year. So good. I want you to check it out. that was our friends from LECHES with What Are You Doing? Very cool song, very cool band. I actually met the lead singer of LECHES. I don't know her name, their name, so cool. But we played a house party together. And when we played the house party, nice Doritos, by the way. When we played the house party, she came in with a pedals, a guitar, and a looper pedal, and it just blew everybody away. Don't sleep on LECHES. You will regret it. So make sure you check them out, okay? All right, you know we love Converge Media, so you know I'm gonna tell you to head over to their website, check out what they do, and consider making a financial commitment to support their coverage. Like I always say, Converge keeps me right on the edge of what's happening in my community with heart, perspective, and wisdom. Check it out.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap-ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't miss my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues.
All right, homies over at Converge, make sure you go check out their website, whereweconverge.com, and check out how you can support what they're doing. If you do it for the love, you're always doing it for the right reasons. Let me say that again. If you do it, whatever it is you do, for the love of doing it, you're always doing it for the right reasons. Don't ever forget that. Big shout to Omari and the crew over at Converge Media. All right, we turn now to the irascible NADAMUCHO and their pretty swanky host, Nina Watson-Carey. Nina!
Hey everyone, this is Nina Watson-Carey coming at you with NADAMUCHO Newsy News that's new. Hi. Hi, Mom. It's 100% volunteer driven, supporting independent artists. So, do you play solo or are you in a band? If you're an independent artist or you know of an independent artist that we should know about, join us in the Discord chat after the show. Tonight, we have some great music to share with you. Some of these artists you may have heard of before. Some may be brand new to you. Either way, we're dropping the links in the chat for you. What we want you to do, click on those links, follow those artists directly. You are watching Weird at Night. Bye-bye!
just a tiny speck of sand, just a visitor to this land, and I know it's not my home, and I know that I am not yours.
Let this whirlwind of emotions run aground.
Excellent work as always, Nina and Nada. Baby, you're doing it great. You're doing it great. Love the costumes, Nina. Love the costumes. And love the music. Most importantly, that last track that we just heard, Weatherman from Broken Baby, is dope. I bought it today. Highly recommend you do the same. There's a ton of stuff that we just featured that I highly recommend you check out. And if you couldn't hear that for yourself, I don't know what to tell you. But what I can tell you is, speaking of NADAMUCHO, every Wednesday, that's tomorrow, at 4 p.m. Pacific, NADAMUCHO editor Matt Ashworth and I voyage to the great dumb beyond with The Week in WAN. It's a live podcast on the Stereo app that you can call into. You can troll us, you can give us what for, all you want. But we're giving away t-shirts as we have every single week. Dartone, Naomi, Baomi, Faomi, and Stereo listener Decam all won t-shirts for being our most interesting callers recently. And now it seems like, shouldn't it be your turn? All you gotta do, tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. on Stereo with me, Matt Ashworth. Okay, moving on. So we're here. We've heard a lot of great music, but what to do now? Well, art isn't just music, is it? Let's ask ourselves, what is surrealism? This is a video, once again, from National Galleries of Scotland, who, by the way, do a fantastic job of explaining art movements. While you watch, I want you to @ me in the chat and let me know, who is your favorite surrealist artist? I'll tell you mine when we come back. But for now,
think surrealism and you may think of visual artists like Salvador Dali or René Magritte. But the movement actually began in literature in 1924 through the poet André Breton. Influenced by the writings of Sigmund Freud, surrealists saw the subconscious as the means of revolution and sought nothing less than to change the world. Surrealism rose from the ashes of Dada. Like Dada, it was an avant-garde movement reacting against the corrupt, hypocritical society responsible for sending millions to their death in the First World War. Both sought to shock the establishment and shared a distrust of logic and a love of the absurd. Surrealism was also influenced by the ideas of symbolism. Symbolist artists such as Gustave Moreau were seen by Breton as precursors of the Surrealist movement. Surrealist artists sought to liberate the subconscious mind in their art. Some, like Salvador Dali, did this through depiction of dreamlike images rendered in precise detail. Other artists, like Miro, explored automatism, the means of creating expressive images without engaging the rational mind. If a technique celebrated the serendipitous or the random, then surrealists embraced it. George Hugenet used decalcomania to produce this work. Paper is painted, stuck together, then pulled apart to reveal images that can be read or deciphered in many different ways. The element of chance was important to surrealist artists. Surrealism started in Paris, but quickly spread throughout the globe. In 1936, the International Surrealist Exhibition was held in London. Breton and Dali gave lectures there. Dali in a deep-sea diver suit, from which he had to be rescued when it became clear he couldn't breathe. Surrealism thrived elsewhere in Europe too, particularly Belgium and Czechoslovakia. Toyen was a Czech surrealist, born Maria Čerminova. The name Toyen was adopted in early adulthood. Toyen identified using the Czech language's masculine form and dressed in men's working clothes. This exploration of gender has made Toyen a cult figure. This work, The Message of the Forest, depicts a huge blue bird against a dark, mysterious, wooded background. It embodies a recurring theme in their work: nature's power over humanity. This world is barren, dreamlike, and inhabited by lone girls, fragmented female figures, and birds. It is bizarre, even sinister, and its discussion of dreams and nightmares suggests intense anxiety. As the Second World War ravaged Europe, many surrealists fled across the Atlantic. Some found a new spiritual home in Mexico, and others settled in America, where they inspired a new generation of artists. Abstract expressionists such as Jackson Pollock were inspired by the Surrealists' approach to automatism and the idea that art should come from the unconscious mind. Other artists have found inspiration in dreamlike imagery and unexpected juxtapositions of surrealism. The photographer Francesca Woodman was a keen student of surrealism. In her photographs, she included props with clear surrealist associations, like the mirror. But was the mirror a device of surrealism? Or was surrealism the mirror, one helping us see the world with fresh eyes?
All right, y'all. Go to the National Galleries on YouTube and subscribe to their channel. They have so much stuff on this, on different art movements, different art styles. Surrealism, something I wanted to note about this one, something in particular note. Surrealism rose out of automatic writing via André Breton. Surrealism encompassed, like Dada, many medias and many forms. Visualists like Dali, Max Ernst, and René Magritte may be best remembered, but Surrealism, unlike Dada, has never really faded from the public spotlight. We can see Surrealist films, television shows, and Twitch streams, ding, that feature a lot of Surrealism, and it would have a profound effect on psychedelia and other styles that arose decades later. We're gonna talk more about Surrealism and Dada, and how we incorporate the dualities of realism and non-realism next Tuesday. But I asked you, who's your favorite Surrealist? And I got some answers. So, let's see. Madsy and Times, hopefully get the name right, said Yves Tenguet is their favorite Surrealist. Janine BK said René Magritte, great pick. Madsy adds that Yves and H.R. Geiger were the biggest influences in her art. Ash Manny goes creative and says Aronofsky, which I agree with you. I think Darren Aronofsky is a surrealist filmmaker. Just watch Mother. If you appreciate surrealism, you might appreciate that movie, or you might hate it like everybody else did. Madsy also adds Jodorowsky is also a big one. I would say that my favorite surrealist on balance is also René Magritte. I think there's something going on in his particular pieces that is challenging, but also is saying something about the nature of humans and the nature of man particularly, and it's dark and it seems lethally accurate. So René Magritte's my favorite personally. Man Ray would also be somebody that I would throw in there, but is also kind of mixed up with Dada too. So is Max Ernst. So it's not like it's a clean slate. But anyway, that's what I think. And I've already told you what's going on at the Shop of Juan tonight, so we're not gonna do that little bit. But it's time to start winding down, and there's only one way to do that on Tuesdays. Our friend, Twist, literary envoy to the Waniverse, has another excellent round of flash fiction he likes to call instrumental. And something tells me you'll want to listen extra close to this one.
Hello, and welcome to Instrumental, a segment where I write microfiction for music that has no lyrics, such as the song Moksha by the band Caspian off of their 2007 album, The Four Trees. Let us begin. We were drawing hearts in art class when you asked me what mine looked like. I pointed at the pink paper, crisscrossed it with purple pencil veins, and gave it a grinning, glittery mouth, and said I had something like that. You made a face, and said yours looked like a spaceship, sunrise red with blue racing stripes, flashing yellow lights to let everyone know you were here. I said, your heart's shaped like a heart, not a ship. I held up my fist to show you, closed it tight. You stuck out your tongue and held your hand up, spread your fingers out like spines at the end of a fleshy tail, like swiveling alien antennas, and said, I bet your heart looks like this. You moved away 7 months later, your parents' car pounding over the speed bumps in the school parking lot like a fist pounding a bare chest. All my art supplies were thrown away years ago, but I close my eyes when I go to sleep, spread my fingers out on the bed sheets, and draw a perfect heart in the space between my eyes. A burgundy clump of soil, sprouting stems of Crayola roses and ballpoint violets, veins, ventricles made of sugar glass and iris water, hands extending like blossoms, rhythmic clapping in time to a pulse as unique as a raindrop. Blood drip grasping into the dark sea of the spirit, where the parts of us go when they fall asleep for too long. I sleep on my stomach because it pushes my heart up into my ears, when I can't ignore what it's saying. And when I finally sleep, I see lights in the darkness. Your heart sharp as a flying saucer's edge, slashing through like the silver lining of a scar. Hands long and seeking something shaped like the space a tree leaves after it falls. A tulip's upturned last breath. Syncopated silence. And I'm too far away to fill the spaces between your fingers. But it feels right that I should at least wave. A chorus of almost forever goodbyes. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Wow. We're not reading along in that one. We're just listening, and what words they were. Thank you, Twist. You do it every single time. I don't know how you do it, but you're right there with Terry Monstrosity, Not For Sale. Twist is on every single Tuesday. Thank you for pursuing your passion and sharing it with us so fearlessly. And also thanks to Terry and Not For Sale for the same thing. We get to be a part of their experimentation and their periods and their bank, you know, their kind of like a blue period or a red period for Picasso. We're watching Twist and Terry and Not For Sale do all those things in real time. That's what's so fucking cool about what we're doing, people. So we're winding down tonight's episode, but don't forget, we have a banger Discord session, voice chat session directly after we go off the air. We hang out for about an hour or two and just riff, throw ideas around, and catch up. Make sure you join us. Click the Discord link in the chat now. I think you know what it's time for. I think you know. So just like the Surrealists do, we're gonna do it too. So this is an auto write. If you're not familiar with the concept of an auto write, what it is I count down from 10, and as I do, you just try to clear your mind. When I get to, when I say go, at the end, we're gonna all start writing in the chat. Just write whatever comes into your head. It shouldn't make sense. The clearer your mind is, the less sense it will make. And then, after about 30 seconds, I'm gonna say stop. We're all gonna hit enter or return, and then I'm gonna read everything everyone wrote, absolutely everyone wrote. And then, I think I'm gonna play a song to send us out tonight. So, haven't done that in like a bazillion years. So, that was a request from Matt Jenkins, Hall of Whatever member Matt Jenkins, who is in the chat tonight. So, let's get going. Start clearing your minds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Stop. Everybody hit return. I want to see your auto write. Okay. I got mine up. Terry's in the conversation now. I'm just gonna start reading these as they roll in. Writing and writing are not the same, but sound the same, so I'm just confused, but what else is new? Confusion is sex. Confusion is fun. When it's good confusion. Only when it's good confusion, though. Bad confusion sucks. Keep writing, let the people catch up. Terry Monstrosity, the monster. Cause and food makes mate folded cream, but hence it isn't fair. Maybe curves, but nothing else resembling. Fortune, fame, upper room. Well done, Terry. Thank you for sharing with us, sir. Alex FMV, I haven't actually met Robin from Batman, but I still believe I will. There's so many ideas I have for a better outfit. First, a peg leg, then a robot hand. Gadget hands, like your mom. Gadget hands, like your mom. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Mad ZN Times, license plates passing on the street, markers of being a statistic, nothing but numbers. and let Ashmatty, effervescent stink pots underneath the turret windows. They're filled with nutmeg, fennel, and ball bearings from my dad's old Honda. I want to wear them next to my balls in a tiny sack, next to my own sack. Guilty art music. Miracles happen under the sniff of a nose. I'm not talking cocaine. I'm talking about that sniff of epiphany. Smell it. I love that. Dartone the Third. People think I have a passion for making Patrick Galactic say, "God damn it." But my real passion is making hygienic chairs for pantless people. I like that, Dartone. I like that. Madsy End Times caught my, said nice Sonic Youth reference. Okay, Magoo, I got you. All right. So this would normally be the time where we blast off into the ether space. But tonight, it's a special night because I haven't done this in a long time and it's been requested, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play you a song. I'm gonna play us out. What do you think of that? So let's turn off the background music, y'all. Ba-ba-ba. And I know, DeQueen, right, Terry? DeQueen is stuck on my screen tonight, and that is okay. I love DeQueen. I fear DeQueen as well. All right. Matt requested what he called the Disney song, so I'm going to play it. And I wrote the song very sincerely and then never played it for anybody because I was afraid I would be uncool. Up on your dreams, because when they're gone, you lose them forever. Love is not what it seems. It has to be hard to keep it together. In love, all that I could give. In love is all I can be. Thanks, Alex F&B. Up on your dreams, because when they're gone, you lose them forever. Love is not what it seems. It has to be hard to keep it together. In love. Was all that I could give. In love is all I could be. No, Matt, is all I can be. It's all I can be. All I can be. That felt really, really good. Thank you all for hanging out, going into Overwand to listen to me play guitar. I'm Patrick Galactic. I fucking love each and every one of you so goddamn much. It's ridiculous. We're about to go have a banger Discord chat, so come on over, join the Discord, get in the chat room with us. But until next time, until Saturday when we simulcast with Converge, I'm Patrick Galactic. We've been Weird at Night. This is the Waniverse. Good night.
You're weird at night. So weird at night. Thanks for being so weird at night. For 100 nights. Weird at night.
Freed from the shackles of time and space, we present Weird